Hello everybody, it's Zondir here and I'm coming back at it again for another amazing video for you guys. And today, I'm going to be starting a new series where I go over all of the Battlefront 2 heroes and give you my opinions, what star cards you should use, how you should use them, and basically their overall roles in the game and how good of a hero they are. Basically, it's like a how to use character series. Yeah, you get the point. I actually got inspired to do this because Quinn Knight made a series similar to this. So I figured, why not make my own series and give my own input on it. So today we're going to start off with the Grand Master himself, Jedi Master Yoda. And honestly, Yoda is one of the better heroes in the game, due to contrary belief, due to his lightsaber attack being rather weak compared to the other lightsaber heroes. But Yoda is an incredibly effective hero in both Galactic Assault and is not that bad of a hero in Heroes vs. Villains if you use him right. So today, we're going to go over Yoda and how to use him. Okay, so before you actually get into using Yoda, you need to know his abilities. Now, he has a total of 3 abilities like any other hero in Battlefront 2, Unleashed, Presence, and Dash Attack. His first ability, Unleashed, basically unleashes the Force in a cone in front of Yoda, damaging and pushing enemies back. When Yoda blocks damage using his block ability, the range and damage of Unleashed is increased for a short time. In other words, if he absorbs lightsaber. Actually, no. Take that back. Not lightsaber attacks. Yoda cannot block lightsaber attacks. I'll get into more of that later. If he absorbs blaster fire using his block ability, using an ability in the universe known as Tutaminis, he can charge up his Unleashed ability and allow it to push farther back and deal more damage. His second ability is Dash Attack. Yoda leaps forward, dealing damage to enemies he hits on the way. He can perform the move 3 times in a quick succession. Dash Attack is also used by Darth Maul. They were basically designed to counter one another. Now, unlike Darth Maul's Dash Attack, which I think is better and much more effective, Yoda's is a little bit slower, has kind of a slower animation to it, but it can block blaster fire with his lightsaber if you time it right directly back at an opponent. So that's a cool feature that I did notice. And his third and final ability is Presence. Yoda instantly heals himself and his allies around him. Now, Presence is by far his most useful ability. If you're standing in a group of heroes in Heroes vs. Villains, having Yoda's Presence ability is a huge advantage for the heroes. Now, people say that Finn's abilities are a bit better since there are more health buffs for Finn than there are Yoda, but I just prefer Yoda over Finn, and I'll get into that once I get into my video over Finn and why I'm not a huge fan of him. But hey, that's my opinion. Whatever. So now let's get into his star cards, and then I'll get into how to use Yoda on the battlefront. Okay, now it's time to go over each of Yoda's star cards and what cards that I recommend that you use to be successful with the Grand Master. The first card that I recommend is Lightsaber Mastery. Yoda swings his lightsaber with ease, draining less stamina when swinging. In other words, he can attack more times with his lightsaber. Now, its base at common level, reduced stamina drain, is 8% and can be upgraded all the way to 15% at legendary. This is a pretty useful card. It allows him to attack more times. Although Yoda, in my opinion, is more of a support role, Yoda has some offensive capability if you can use him right and effectively. The next card that I recommend that you should try is Opposing the Dark Side. This card I especially recommend for Heroes vs. Villains. Yoda deals more damage with his lightsaber strikes to enemy heroes. Starts off at a base of power of 10 and can be upgraded all the way to 16 bonus damage dealt to heroes. Again, another attack buff. These 2 cards, Lightsaber Mastery and Opposing the Dark Side, work really well together, and I absolutely recommend you have them in any HPV loadout. The next card that I recommend you try is Jedi Mentor. Yoda receives less overall damage from any attacks. Damage reduction at its common level starts at 5% and can be upgraded all the way to 8%. And we're talking from any attacks, whether that be a lightsaber, sentry, wrist rocket. Hey, hey, doesn't matter. Basically, it's sort of a health buff. The next card that I recommend is also somewhat of a health buff, is Feel the Force. Presence gives Yoda more bonus health when activated. Now, at Presence base attack, or not base, attack base power gives Yoda 200 bonus health, giving him, I believe, 900 health. That is as much as a basic, no upgrades, level 0 Darth Vader, which is pretty freaking good and can make Yoda somewhat of a tank if you use him effectively. Now, the bonus health that is added on is at its base level 30 more health, giving him a total of 930 health, and at its max gives him 60 more health added on to his presence ability, if I'm reading that right. I'm pretty sure it's 60. Yeah, it's 60. So, basically, that gives him more health than Darth Vader. Need I say anything else? I really don't think I have to. But yeah, that's freaking awesome. That gives him basically the ability to soak up damage with his presence ability active, and can attack for a longer period of time without worrying about dying. That's a pretty useful card. The next card that I recommend that you should try, and my final recommendation, is Agility. Yoda can do one extra dash attack, but the recharge rate is slightly slower. This card is especially useful once it is upgraded because it reduces Yoda's attack time or recharge rate for the ability dash attack at its max by 10%, while at its common level it is 25%. But this card is incredibly useful if you are trying to escape really quickly and you needed that extra dash attack. You can just dash away 3 or 4 times, wait for the ability to recharge, wait for your health to recharge, and get back in the action. It allows you to escape at a quicker rate, but sacrificing the recharge time. This is a pretty useful card. Darth Maul has a similar card to it, and I would recommend you might throw this in a Galactic Assault loadout, depending on what you're feeling for that loadout. So those are all of Yoda's star cards that I recommend, and notice how I did not include any cards for his Unleashed ability. Don't waste your crafting parts on them. They're just not useful cards. I'm not even going to go over them, but any cards that benefit his Unleashed ability are pretty much unnecessary, and I do not recommend that you use them. So those are all of Yoda's star cards that I'm going to go over. Now it is time to show you how to use the Grand Master. Okay, there are 3 strategies that I recommend that you try for Yoda if you are going to be playing with him in both Galactic Assault and Heroes vs. Villains. The first one is the tank. Now, due to Yoda's presence ability, it can buff him up to 900 health. So you could play with him like Darth Vader only for a short time and just kick the shit out of enemies and butcher them for as long as you can, and then use your dash attack to swiftly get out of there, which might work, but you're more likely to get killed due to the fact the presence ability could wear off really quickly and send you back to your base health. So only do this if you are at a last resort option, or maybe if you're at low health and you just want to get rid of the character. Maybe if you are a complete delicious noob and decide to go out and use Yoda for the first time, try this. Maybe it'll work. I don't know. Experiment with it. But the real strategy that I recommend for you guys is to use a hit and run tactic if you're alone, and play a support role if you have other people around you. The hit and run strategy is simple. Use your dash attack to engage enemies quickly. Use your basic lightsaber attack to engage enemies and take them out as quickly as possible. And if you somehow become overwhelmed, use your dash attack to get out of there. Save your dash attacks and use them at the right time. Do not ever, and I mean ever, use a dash attack as an offensive weapon. Use it to get in, use your base lightsaber attack to deal damage, and maybe activate your presence ability to soak up less damage or have at least another section of health you can drain from. And maybe use your presence to send enemies flying back while you use your dash attacks to retreat. But your dash attack for a hit and run tactic is crucial. Get in, take out some enemies, and get out. It's that simple. Maybe that's where the agility card can come into play. Another strategy that I recommend is just being a support character. Absorbing firepower from troopers and enemy heroes, and then dishing it right back at them with the Unleashed ability, and staying very, very close to troopers. The moment they begin an offensive run, you stay with them and use your base lightsaber attack and maybe the dash attack if you want to try it as offensively. I don't recommend you do, but sure, you could try it. You'll probably die, but hey, worth a shot. But the dash attack, in my opinion, is primarily used to get in and get out of tight places really, really quickly. The final thing that I also recommend is use your presence ability around large groups of enemies. This will not only net you lots of battle points, but it will give a health buff to all troopers around you, including yourself. So it's definitely something to consider. One thing I absolutely do not recommend with Yoda is engaging a hero by yourself. You will 9 times out of 10, unless it's Iden Versio we're talking about, and even then, the Iden would probably kill Yoda, most likely. Do not ever engage another hero with Yoda alone. Even if you have a couple of troopers surrounding you, firing on a hero, I still wouldn't recommend it. Have another hero with you when you engage, say, the Emperor, Darth Vader, Kylo Ren. Troopers aren't going to cut it to engage them, especially in Heroes vs. Villains. Wait a minute, there aren't any troopers in Heroes vs. Villains. What the hell am I talking about? Anyways, if you're in Galactic Assault and you happen to see a hero, do not outright engage them. Have troopers, maybe, but make sure you at least have another hero around you to engage anyone, and I mean anyone, even if it's Iden, who has the lowest health in the game, but her TL50 can be pretty deadly. So I'm just saying, be smart when you engage a hero. Don't be a fucking idiot. Basically all I'm trying to say. And that took, maybe about 2 minutes to just rant about that. But yeah, take those strategies into mind when using Yoda. And that's all I really gotta say for this video. If you did like it, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. If you did learn anything, please let me know in the comment section below and what I can do to improve these videos. This sounds like a fun series that I'd like to continue. This isn't scripted at all, if you couldn't tell. I literally just came up with this shit on the spot, so excuse me for the rambling. But yeah, I hope you did like this video, and be sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below on what hero you want me to do next, and any suggestions for the video. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Dylan Deer, signing out, and may the Force be with you.